Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Batman, the colorful hero of Gotham City. I'm the Batman, the dark, grim protector that Gotham City needs. Batman. Hi. Gary here for Bizarre Brain Comics, where I like to talk about comic books, comic stories, and break down their art and talk about them as art and literature. And today, first I'm going to show you this. Get a load of this. Batman Returns, which tells you how long I've had this t-shirt. We're going to talk today about this one, DC Comics limited edition, limited collector's edition Batman. Tabloid sized. This is from 1976. And we're going to talk about the story, The Castle with the Wall-to-Wall Danger. Written by John Broome, art by Carmine Infantino. This is a reprint from the story was originally presented, I think they said in 1967. Is that what it says here? Correction, 1964. So it was one of the first New Look stories. Consult the Book of Knowledge. Now, it was written by John Broome. He lived from 1913 to 1999. And he was a Jewish boy born Irving Broome, who enjoyed reading sci-fi. He began in the 40s writing for the pulp sci-fi magazines. But he had started writing for comics in 1936 in the pages of Centaur Publications' Funny Pages number 7. His agent, Julius Schwartz, became an editor at National Publications, which was later become DC Comics. And Broome was brought on board to write superhero stories such as The Flash and Green Lantern. This is the Golden Age. And he primarily wrote Green Lantern and Justice Society of America stories throughout the 40s. And in the 50s, he wrote stories for DC's anthology sci-fi titles. With artist Carmine Infantino, he co-created the Captain Comet character, and he wrote crime stories for the Big Town title based on the radio show. Along with Infantino, he created Detective Chimp, the Phantom Stranger, and with artist Murphy Anderson, he created the Atomic Knights. These are all from the 50s. During the Silver Age, he returned to superheroes such as Flash, Green Lantern, that's the Hal Jordan version. Then he revived the Batman titles in 1964 with editor Schwartz eliminating the sillier elements which had crept into the titles through the 50s. Elements such as the Batmite and Bat-Hound, and did a makeover with the New Look in Detective 327. Now, the New Look of Batman was when you see the yellow oval around the bat symbol on his chest. That starts the New Look. Now, and also the artwork was more realistic, less stylized. Didn't have that really sharply squared off Dick Tracy's type jaw. Then here we have Carmine Infantino. He was from 1925 to 2013. In 1942, he inked pencils for Frank Giacoia, which is kind of ironic because Frank Giacoia inked Infantino's pencils in this story we're going to talk about. And that was for Timely Comics, which later became Marvel. And that started his comics career. He worked for many publishers, drawing characters such as the Human Torch at Timely, on the Heap at Hillman, and a bunch of others. Then started drawing for DC on the Black Canary character, which was at that time a backup in the Flash title. He helped. Oh, I skipped some. He had a long relationship with the Flash, both golden and silver ages. During the 50s, he drew a lot of westerns, mysteries, and sci-fi for DC. He helped resurrect the Flash, the Barry Allen version, in 1956, which started the Silver Age. When the Batman's new look was introduced in 64, he did a lot of the art chores there. Many of those stories returning Batman to the original detective style stories. He eventually did a lot of work for Marvel as well, including the early Spider-Woman and early Star Wars titles. Yes, after the first Star Wars movie and the comic adaptation that Marvel did, Infantino for several issues did the art chores on that, the penciling chores. I was never exactly thrilled with his version of Star Wars. That's just a personal preference. I'm not bad-mouthing Infantino in any way. Okay. Let's go have a look at Batman. Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder. The castle with wall-to-wall danger. Batman! Yes, Batman. Tabloid size. Oh, look at this. Nice cover painting. I don't know. I wish I did know who painted it. There are a few little hints that make me think it might have been painted by Neil Adams, but I don't know. It was the painting was based on this drawing right here by Carmine Infantino. Like I said, this was published in 1977. A spectacular collection of baffling mystery stories. A first supersized layout of Batman's new home, which we won't go into. 3 Batman and Robin pinups, which we might talk a little bit about. Okay, Batman. Okay. When Batman and Robin temporarily shift their base of operations from Gotham City to an ancient castle in England, anything can and does happen in search of an elusive thief. The crooked trail winds in and out of musty corridors crammed with hidden perils designed to keep the American duo from ever leaving the castle alive. Oh, okay, there we go. Both Batman and Robin, both in danger on that splash panel. Okay, and it starts here. Their home in stately Wayne Manor. Remember, this is shortly before the Adam West Batman TV series of the 1960s. But is not entirely unlike it, unlike the series. This is kind of the stuff that helped inspire the show, but their stories drew more on some of the silly stuff from the 1950s. Okay, here now, getting a call on the hotline from Commissioner Gordon, and he tells him, this guy, Frank Bragnell, how could I forget, Commissioner? Yeah, well, Lifetime magazine. Yep, there's one. Yep, says there's that's the one. Now tell me, have you got a copy of this week's Lifetime magazine handy? Yep, well, look at this picture here, and he's sure that that is the character they're talking about. This Bragnell villain, criminal. So a little discussion there, and they're going to take off for England, and that's what they do. Shortly, the commissioner sees the bat plane, and there they go, breakneck speed. Yeah, it's an interesting storytelling here. All the panels. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not like, but each panel the same size and the same basic layout. Especially these two, since they're talking on the phone, showing the wire connecting the two phones. Commissioner Gordon, Bruce Wayne. And then get rid of that, and they still have one character, and then you see him, the commissioner, and looks out the window, and you can see the bat plane there. And here they are over England and coming in for a landing. It's cool. And then this ties the next page right to it. The same basic layout on these panels. They land. Here's this guy. They're at the castle where we saw that picture. Surprised to see us here, Preg. Good gosh! It turns out, well, he's not. He looks a lot like that criminal. And they talk. Said it's a case of mistaken identity, Mr. Monch. Maybe it's supposed to be pronounced Monk. We came here thinking you were someone else. Now that we've found out the truth, there's no point in prolonging this interview. So then they say they're going to take off, go back home, but he offers them to stay to eat. And Robin is happy about that because they've been flying for hours and nothing to eat. You go in. Here's real nice panel here. You two can use this room while you're here. I'll see about dinner and call you as soon as it's ready. Righto? Fine. What an incredible place this is. Yeah, this is a nice room. Even through the window has the curtain on it, which pulled aside so that you can get an idea how large this castle is by seeing another wing of the castle right through the wall. And it's very, very ornate. The door here, the bedroom, chairs. Very nice drawing. This in here too. Batman and Robin relaxing. Now, of course, you notice this is Batman out during the daytime. Later, they pretty much eliminated that. Batman just did not go out in the daytime in costume, especially not in public. Here's a real nice drawing here, both faces as they're talking. Now they have a voice tube. They're being told by what's his name, Munch, that dinner's ready, and they're on their way. But there, and of course they have to use a candle to light their way. Even though Batman and Robin should have flashlights. The floor gives out underneath, and you can see here. See right here, and again right here, a hidden spring which trips this trapdoor, and Batman falls through, and then the light goes out, and Robin, I don't know what's going on, and there's Batman falling down into it's a pit of quicksand, and Batman, being Batman, knows how to get out of quicksand. That you don't struggle, you swim in it like water, and he gets over to the edge, but then he's kind of stuck there. But he finds this small window. He gets up and he manages to climb through it, and he's A-okay. Then he informs Monk what had happened. They see the switch here. There's another one of those nice long. Infantino used to do a lot of panels like this, especially in the Flash. Character over here really shows the big old long table, and Batman and Robin on the other side, at the other end. Realistically, no one would eat at a table like that with just so few people. But, there you go. And tells them, okay, I feel better. And now they're going to take a look around. And here we go. Suddenly, this suit of armor begins to fall and almost lands on Robin. But he's saved by Batman. Everyone comes rushing. It's a bunch of thugs coming, and they attack them. And pretty decent little fight scene here. Batman and Robin, not the goofy kind that they used to have in the older comics. And the thugs getting away said, "But danger is the cue that prompts us to fight all the harder. Looks like they met more than they bargained for, Batman. They started this, we'll finish it." And they're chasing him through the castle. They run down there, but Batman leaps. There's a nice panel, nice storytelling there. You start at the top, and it could be as if it were several panels here, because you can see Batman leaping from the balcony, and you can see where he's leaping to, this little chandelier, and you can see the reaction of the thugs right there. Batman catches it. He swings around, taking out the thugs, and then Robin catches up. But the one guy, the leader of the bunch, in the trench coat and hat, he gets away. And "I've got too much at stake to let Batman and Robin stop me now. Next time we meet, I won't bungle the job. I warn you, Vincent, if you use that gun, you'll never get away." And you can see here, this is their host, right here. So it appears he's in on it. Here we get a little better view. There's the criminal that's behind it all. "Are you so proud of your life in America?" And he talks about his criminal activity. And then he's got his gun, and he goes, "It's Mr. Trenchcoat." Yes, he's going to bushwhack Batman and Robin. "Sorry, in a way this duel has to end. I was getting a kick out of it, but that's life, huh?" Leveling his gun at us. "One chance, Robin. Follow my lead. When I start to move, hit the floor." Yes. Batman is whispering to Robin. And he grabs a bottle of fire starter, liquid, right next to on the mantle of the fireplace. And whoosh! With almost the same motion, into the fire as he dives forward and down. That burst of light, dazzling. So his eyes are dazzled, and Batman and Robin are up, and he's down in no time. "Bully for you, Batman. Let him have it. I guess Mr. Monch is on our side after all." And they get his hat off and disguise off. "Pregnell? How about that? We've captured our quarry after all. His real name is Vincent Monch, my cousin. That's why we look alike. Years ago, a band of Nazis fleeing Germany toward the end of World War II flew here to England, carrying with them a fortune in gold from their treasury. The fugitives were soon captured, but the gold was never found." So it turns out Pregnell, the criminal, had him under duress with his family being held hostage, and he was looking for that supposed treasure, Nazi treasure, on the property. And here they are. Here he is reunited with his family. Oh, isn't that heartwarming? For a relatively small panel, that's a lot of figures and good detail and a lot of sentiment. Now, the artwork on this is almost or about the same size as the original artwork would be. In due course, extradition is approved. That's to get Pregnell back to America. Here are the papers to take Pregnell back to America for trial. And permit me to congratulate you, Batman and Robin, on your remarkable detective work in this case. Thank you, Inspector. There wasn't a whole lot of real detective work. Odd, Robin. We've seldom done less deduction on a case. It seems to me that mainly we had to think fast and act fast. How true. But who am I to argue with Scotland Yard? And they're back to the back